Hello, hello, everybody, and welcome to Peaches and Powerbombs. I am your host, Majestic Marie. I have a special guest with me today. Hello, Metal Geek. How are you?
What's going on, Marie? How's it going today? How's it
It
going?
has. It's going good. It's been a hot minute since you've been here with us.
Yeah, just a lot of stuff going on right now. I've been moving, all this stuff going on right now.
Well, how is Florida treating you? Is it being kind to our Metal Geek over here?
A lot of alligators, a lot of iguanas, a lot of lizards. So just be careful when you're walking out that front door over there.
Uh, I'm sure. No thanks. That is why I live where I do.
That's a good thing, man. Keep away from those gators, man. They're always
Yes,
around.
absolutely. Christine is here with us, and she is saying hello, kiddos, and hello to Metal Geek. So we have our regulars coming on in, guys. We are going to talk about SummerSlam and the fallout of SummerSlam. But before we get into all that, let us go ahead and take care of some business. Make sure you go onto our YouTube channel, our Facebook page, all of our social media platforms on Peaches and Power Bombs. Make sure you give us a like, share, and subscribe. And Metal Geek, where can they find you?
You can find me at Geeking Out. Out is spelled OWT, and that's all one word. So also Geeking Out with the Metal Geek on Facebook if you want to search me. So
Awesome. Make sure you guys give him a follow, a like, a subscription, everything. Do all the things, people. Do all the things. My friend John from My Music Corner is here as well. He says Metal Geek. Gee, I thought I was a Metal Geek. I
man, we
think
got
both.
we gotta hang out sometime, John. Man, we gotta find some time to hang out.
That'll be awesome. A
Yeah,
little collab.
a little collab right there.
Yes, My Music Corner is about is his show about 80s metal rock. So I'm sure you two would get along just
I mean,
fine.
I'm not just a metal geek. I like all sorts of '80s rock. I like Guns N' Roses and anything. I'll listen to Metallica. So
Awesome.
anything hard rock too. So
And he says, "Bring it on." So there you go.
here's an invite right there. Just come follow me. And we'll talk.
All right. Well, before we get into everything, we have a tradition where we have the Briscoe brothers get us all hyped up for the show. So I'm going to let Jay and Mark take it away.
Ain't no way, chick. Ain't ready. There ain't no way, man. Ain't ready. Ain't no way y'all could possibly be ready. You can say you're ready as many times as you want. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Y'all boys ain't ready. There's no way, man. Talking about they anxious. You hear him, chick?
Hey,
somebody losing sleep.
They losing sleep, baby. Man, I've been getting the best sleep of my life.
I've been snoring, baby.
Snoring,
I've been snoring.
dreaming about this ass.
I think your mic's off, Marie. You have to unmute yourself.
I'm
There you
not.
go.
Yeah, that's weird because my mic wasn't off.
That is weird, but yeah.
Technology, people. I was at Dynamite last Wednesday, and I was so excited because Mark Briscoe was on the card. And it never fails. Every time I'm at a Dynamite or a Collision or something, and Mark Briscoe is on the card, he loses every time. I think I'm his bad luck charm.
Yeah. I was just at Forbidden Door, so that show was absolutely great too.
Yeah, I didn't get to see it. I was out of town, but I'm sure it was great. Shane is here, and he says, "Metal Geek, I am new to you. How did you discover wrestling, and who's your favorite?"
My all-time favorite, it's got to be the Game Triple H, but my current favorite right now is Kazuchika Okada and Will Ospreay. So
Okay,
yeah,
those are two good choices. Ray Dean says, "Adam Cole is king. Shocker. Orange wins Wednesday. You
Wait,
really
where is it?
think?"
Where is it? We need the Adam Cole. It's somewhere in there, right?
Oh, it is. I play it on Wednesdays
We need for Ray.
Wednesdays for our show. Where did it go? There it is. There we go. We have this joke on Wednesdays on our show, TRWC Tailgate Party. I always say that Eddie Kingston, he's going to be out until next spring. And I always tease him saying that Eddie's going to come back before Adam Cole does.
Mhm. And then Okada's going to beat them both, like
Boo.
Okada did the last time.
You're trying really hard, aren't you? He's trying to make the fight me button come into fruition. All right, we'll go ahead and do it.
Fight me! Fight me! Fight me! Fight me! Fight me! Don't fight me!
ABJ's in the house. What's up, ABJ? How's it going? Anthony Blackwell.
He says hi. Welcome to the show. All right, so they didn't hear us. They didn't come to just hear us blab on about random videos. So we're going to go ahead and get into it, guys. We are going to just talk about SummerSlam and what happened on SummerSlam. Maybe a little bit about Raw, but neither one of us watched all of it in its completion. So we're just going to
Talk
about the main points. But we started off with this match on SummerSlam. We have the Women's World Champion, Liv Morgan, defending her title against Rhea Ripley, with Dirty Dom Mysterio supposedly in Rhea Ripley's corner, but he decided, well, didn't decide here, but he has been in cahoots with Liv Morgan for a while, and he turned his back on his mommy, and Rhea Ripley lost her chance to the title. And although Rhea Ripley did get a little bit of comeuppance on Monday Night Raw, not much, but a little bit. So we have an implosion of the Judgment Day, and we'll talk about the other part of that as well later on. But did you expect Dominic Mysterio to turn on Rhea Ripley?
It's not that I expected it to happen. I'm just, the way that the story transpired was absolutely gold, and the way they booked it was gold. Because not only that, now Rhea Ripley is a full-blown babyface.
Right.
And the thing is, Dominic is a heel.
Right.
I expect those two to stay together too much longer. I expected Rhea to split from Dominic and for Dominic to end up with Liv, because let's face it, Liv needs more of a heater. Dominic's got a lot of that heat right now. So I think it's a perfect pairing to pair Dominic and Liv together right now. So
I agree with that. It's kind of crazy to me. I don't think I've ever seen anyone turn from heel to more heel like Dominic Mysterio did. It's like, oh, he turned on Rhea. Even though he was already heel, he's even more of a heel, and it's even more hated. I think that was really funny. You either see one turn from a heel to a babyface or a babyface to a heel, but you never see a heel turn into a heel.
Dom is just that heel that everybody loves to hate. You know,
Yeah.
they love him, but at the same time, they just want to boo the crap out of him because,
right.
You know what I mean? So I think it's a good pairing to put him with Liv. So
absolutely, and it's going to work,
and it's going to do wonders for Dominic in the long run as well. So,
do you ever think it's going to get to a point where everyone starts to like Dominic, or is he just going to continue to keep this heat?
I mean, it would have to be honest, Dominic to turn face, it would have to be the correct story for him to turn face. But as of right now, I think he works really, really well as a heel. So
yeah, he does. He does. I haven't seen anyone as young as him just like learn that quickly and just do so well of garnering that heat for himself. Shane says, Marie, think about this. When Eddie Kingston comes back, Bryan Danielson will be retired from full-time wrestling. Yeah, but it's sad though. I like Bryan Danielson. I just didn't like him when he was wrestling Eddie Kingston. You know, I have my favorites, so I was, of course, booing Bryan Danielson during that time. He says that the ending was predictable, but it was entertaining. Absolutely. He turned double heel. Yeah.
Double heel.
Yeah, not just a little heel. He's
Nuclear heel.
nuclear. That is so true.
Nuclear
'Cause
heel.
no one is wanting to boo Rhea Ripley right now, so, it was just it was inevitable.
Mhm.
And the
Yeah.
match itself was really good too, and it was a lot of fun, and Liv Morgan did the cat and mouse thing, and, it was a lot of fun, and, I w I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't really expecting it was so obvious I didn't think that Dominic was gonna be the one to turn on Rhea Ripley. I thought maybe it would be Finn Balor,
No.
realizing, in cahoots with Liv Morgan instead, but, I
If
think everybody, it was like everybody did this instead of just, like, one person, so
if you remember back to the Roundtable Rumble, I kind of called that they were going to end up together.
Oh, I wasn't
Oh yeah, that was
I wasn't
Saturday.
on there, yeah.
Right.
Alright, next up, we had the Intercontinental Championship on the line with Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker, and we have a new Intercontinental Champion in Braun Breaker. This match, was one-sided for the majority of it. Sami Zayn did fight back. It's not that he looked weak or just pummeled or anything like that, but Braun Breaker was very dominant in this match, and, he got the win here. So how did you feel about this?
This is another match I predicted, and it came true that I feel that
Mhm.
they wanted to give the belt to Braun on a bigger stage, and
Right.
it's like SummerSlam. So I mean, Money in the Bank's a pretty big stage too, but I felt like SummerSlam's probably one of the second to third biggest pay per views of the year. So they had to
Right.
do something with him. So they wanted to give him the belt at SummerSlam, which was probably the right decision to do for Sami Zayn to pass the torch over to Braun. I mean, Sami Zayn's not retiring, but
No.
at the same time though, it's like to give to someone new to
Right,
help
right,
somebody out.
and I like the way that they did it. They didn't just go ahead and give it to Braun Breaker the last time that they wrestled. He had to fight for it a little bit because Sami Zayn was the person who beat Gunther at WrestleMania for the title, and that should be a huge deal, and you don't want just a new up and comer just to come in and pummel the person who was who pummel the person who did in that 666-day reign of Gunther's. You want that to mean something. So Braun Breaker having to work a little bit harder to overcome Sami Zayn and to become the Intercontinental Champion, I was happy with the way that they did that.
Yeah, perfect way right there.
Yep. Sami Zayn is a huge baby face. Everyone loves him, and this kind of maybe frees him for maybe. Do you see him maybe being part of the Bloodline Civil War coming up in the next couple months?
I think Sammy does get involved. They need to put him in there. Come on, he's honorary Uso right there. All right.
Right. It would be too much fun. You can't not do it.
You know what I would love though if they did this, if he actually joined Jacob, because Roman was the one who betrayed him.
Interesting.
So everyone thinks he's gonna go for Roman and be on his team, but he aligns himself with Jacob.
Well, Jacob is with Solo, so would you have Jacob branch off of Solo, or would you have Sammy join Solo and Jacob and the Tonga brothers?
I mean, Jacob does work good as a
Well,
heel.
they're not brothers, but you know what I mean.
Jacob does work good as a heel. So, or unless they want to put Solo in there and have Solo. Solo switch over to Roman's team, and you have all the Uso brothers over there, and then you have the Usos against against the Hakusons over there, because Hikuleo is on his way to WWE as well.
Interesting.
So
I always try to figure out what they're going to do before they do it, and they always do it in a different way than what I expect. And that's perfectly fine because most of the time it's better than the way that I think that they're going to do it anyway. But this is how I kind of see it happening. I don't think Solo is actually acting on his own volition. I think he might be taking orders from The Rock,
Yeah.
and The Rock is actually the one pulling the strings behind the scenes, and that'll probably be revealed somewhere around Survivor Series, before or
Yeah.
after.
Here's the thing: they kind of teased us to do Cody and Rock, probably maybe for Royal Rumble or WrestleMania, or so, and then they go into this story. It's kind of like they're flip flopping a little bit over here.
I guess we'll just have to see. I mean, it's not the last. I mean, they had to change everything that they had planned on doing during WrestleMania season because of the crowd and because of the audience wanting, it to be Cody versus Roman. And they were so adamant about that they had to change the way that they did things, which kind of, I don't think that it could have gone any better than the way they did it.
Mhm.
And it was perfect. So I don't know what they're going to do, but it's going to be a lot of fun to see what they do.
Who's going to be the next tribal chief after Roman is done?
We will see.
I say Jacob.
Well, he is scarier looking than Solo, so I can see that. Romero says hello and belated happy birthday in heaven to his grandpa. Aw, yes, and that's very sweet. We sorry for your loss too, by the way. I don't know how long it's been, but it still hurts. Christine says, I wanted Sammy, Braun a bully, and I wanted Sammy to win. Braun is a bully and a thug. Doesn't deserve the title, in my opinion.
Well, then he's getting exactly what he wants because he's a heel. He's not supposed to be liked.
Right? Yep. He's doing his job well there. John says, not to get ahead of ourselves, but what was the extent of Jacob's injury? I don't think it was anything serious from what I've heard. He just got banged up a little bit, and then I think they might have not wanted him to get confrontational with Roman yet, and that's why he was staying outside of the ring, I think is correct. Does that sound right?
Can we imagine a John Cena versus Jacob match?
Okay. So would you have Jacob just pummel over Cena like Solo did, or would you have it?
I would have Jacob destroy Cena.
Yeah. That'd be interesting. Shane says, who will be the next tribal chief after Roman Reigns is done?
Jacob.
Yeah.
Jacob.
Well, we don't know.
Too crazy.
We don't know how long Roman's got, how long he wants to do this for. So let's not get ahead of ourselves and try to get rid of Roman Reigns, okay? I want to enjoy Roman Reigns while we have him. Don't shove him out the door, people. Not yet.
I was just I'm not going to jump ahead of her. I'll save my comments for later.
Okay, because we're going to get into all of that too.
Mm-hmm.
We have a new United States champion, Logan Paul versus LA Knight. LA Knight gets the win, and I have one of those videos too. If you want me to play it.
Yeah.
All right, if I can find it, I've got. Here we go. Finally, LA Knight gets a win. He gets a title. All is right with the world. My dad pretty much said if LA Knight didn't win, he was going to riot. And I was like, okay, this is serious, because usually my dad is just along for the ride and he doesn't care. But he said that. I was like, all right, guys, y'all have to have LA Knight win. And they listened, and LA Knight did, in fact, win.
People say that it was because Logan Paul was being punished. I really don't believe that. I believe this was the plan all along, the whole time, that Logan was going to drop the belt to LA Knight at SummerSlam.
With all the ties, politically speaking, with all the ties that the McMahon family has,
are we allowed to say McMahon on the air?
Yeah, politically. the family itself, you know, they don't have any right to punish Logan Paul for something like that. So, not
Skills in the
really.
house.
Not really. And I don't know. I don't want to get into all that, but it was a good match. Both of these guys killed it. It was fun to watch, and the right person won.
And MGK got involved too.
Oh yeah, Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah, MGK was there. They all tried to screw Logan Paul.
They did, and it didn't work. Again, about time they pulled the trigger with LA Knight. Absolutely.
With all these YouTubers being in WWE, how far do we think we get Mr. Beast at a WWE event? Because he's friends with Logan Paul.
I don't know. Does he have any interest in wrestling? Has he ever said that he likes wrestling?
I have no idea.
Well,
he's done everything else, so he has his own restaurant and everything. So he can knock that off the bucket list right there.
Your friend Ed is here, and he's saying hi.
Skills the Great right there.
And Ryan, your friend Ryan is here too.
What's up, Ryan?
What's up? Welcome to the show, everybody. So yeah, I was very happy with this match. Even if Logan Paul would have won, I would have still liked the match, but I'm glad that LA Knight did win. All right. We are moving back into the ladies division over here, the SmackDown side now, and we are talking about the WWE Women's title. Bayley defending against Nia Jax, who won Queen of the Ring at King and Queen of the Ring back at Saudi Arabia, and she got this title match at SummerSlam. It was interesting. It was a little bit back and forth, and then who comes up but Miss Tiffany Stratton trying to cash in her Money in the Bank, but failing. And because of that distraction, Nia Jax is dominant and takes over and gets the win over Bayley.
Yeah, this was the one match I could have sworn that Bayley was going to retain this one. So a little surprised that they weren't going to do a Bayley and Tiffany Stratton match down the line. So they could still do it, but
they can still do it.
But anyway, Nia Jax winning the belt for the second time, so which is not bad.
It wasn't horrible.
She's improved a lot.
She has improved a lot. That bonsai drop she does, I just wish she wouldn't put her full weight on the person when she drops on them. But other than that, it looks like they go squish. Sorry. There was one time she did that on Lyra Valkyria, and I thought Lyra Valkyria was going to have her ribs crushed. But it wasn't bad. And I think they didn't pull the trigger on it here, but I think they're going to start teasing Tiffany Stratton cashing in her Money in the Bank.
I don't think it's going to be for a while, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because we don't have a male's Money in the Bank to look forward to, so I think they're going to try to at least keep it till Rumble.
Right, and that's fine. I said that she's going to start teasing slowly. Like, she's going to be sitting there with her briefcase, and she's going to see Nia in her title match, and she's going to be debating with herself whether or not she should cash in or not. And then she decides not to, and she does that for several months, and then finally cashes in.
Do you see a Tiffany Stratton babyface or no? With I guess Nia Jax.
I don't know. I think Nia Jax is more likable than she is, in my opinion. But I find her highly annoying, so that might just be a me thing. But other people seem to like her. I mean, I like her too as like a wrestler. And I think she's using that annoying personality to the best of her abilities. So, kudos to her.
I think Nia will have a long title run.
Yeah, it'll be a while. How do you feel about Tiffany's new Money in the Bank briefcase? It looks like a bubblegum pack to me.
I think it's great. To be honest, I think it's great marketing.
Uh-huh.
The whole thing that they've been doing with the Money in the Bank, like every year, ever since they won it, they just changed the briefcase, and then
Customize it, right?
they customize it and they sell it in the like WWE shop for
Right.
more money. So I think it's great, and I'm gonna call it right now. Logan Paul is going to be a future Money in the Bank holder, and he's going to turn it into a prime bottle.
Interesting. Interesting.
It's marketing right there. You know, it's
Yeah, it is. It is. I kick myself because I was at the Royal Rumble this past year, and I kick myself to this day for not buying a Damian Priest Money in the Bank briefcase because it was purple, and purple is my favorite color. And I wanted one, but I was like, no, because it'll only sit on the shelf and it won't be very useful, right? So I went for like shirts and hats and hoodies and stuff like that that would actually be useful, but I kind of like sad that I didn't buy one.
yeah.
But it's going to be fun to watch them tease, play around with this idea. Is Tiffany Stratton going to cash in on her friend Nia Jax or not? So
Mhm.
I like all that. John says Nia didn't seem as reckless as usual. I think the cash in attempt was planned all along to distract Bailey. Observant. Shane says, I think Nia will have a long title run. He's agreeing with you. And Christine is saying that it's a Pepto Bismol case. I was nicer. I called it bubblegum, but little girls will like that though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this might have been feud of the year, feud of the summer, I will say.
It's the summer of punk.
Yes, all over again. Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk with Seth Rollins as the special guest referee. And I don't know, I think it just shows how talented you are when you can make a 50-cent bracelet seem just as important as your world title. What do you think?
My opinion on this one, I think this match, it was an okay match. It wasn't like something I was looking forward to, but this is not going to be the last time these two face.
Oh,
So
absolutely not.
So I'm not really disappointed in this. But I think that this is definitely a great story that Drew McIntyre and CM Punk are telling right now, and
Yes.
I hopefully, fingers crossed on this one, that it leads to maybe a Drew McIntyre future championship.
Oh yeah, I think it's going to lead to that. It's just I don't know, sometimes something can be so good that you don't even realize that neither one of these people are in a world title picture, right? But it's so interesting and it's so fun to watch, and you're just chomping at the bit to see what happens next. And of course, CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, on Monday Night Raw, kind of continued with this, and Seth Rollins at the end of that just gets pummeled. He goes splat by Bronson Reed. What did you think of that?
Oh man, that splash was devastating.
Right. And Bronson Reed has felt like a flounderer on Monday Night Raw for a while, and this just brought him up to here.
I disagree with this one. I feel that Bronson Reed is the new Big Show.
Really?
Yes, that they're just using him as kind of like that character. Oh, who's gonna beat Bronson Reed today? You know what I mean? And everybody pretty much beats Bronson Reed.
Well, even you have to admit that even for at least for a little while, the Big Show did feel like a big deal, no pun intended. And then they just beat him down so much. But there for a little while, the Big Show did feel like a big deal. And right now, Bronson Reed feels like a big deal.
Yeah.
And it was funny because this night on Monday Night Raw, 3 years prior to that, on the day he got released when he was in NXT. So it felt like a whole, I don't know. I don't know. It was eerie in the timing of that. I don't know if they did that on purpose.
Mhm.
But the match itself, I thought it was fine. I know some people didn't really like it. Um, I
I
thought it
like the
was
match
fine.
itself, but the story they're trying to tell, I really enjoyed though.
Yeah, it kept me glued the entire time. Like I was hooked on this, and Drew McIntyre is just on a whole nother level. I didn't know that he was capable of doing work this good.
Mhm.
And I've always liked him. I've always liked him. All right, let's see what everybody else thinks. John says, I thought the storytelling with this was so engaging. It might not have been match of the year, but I am enjoying the story. Yep, it's really good. Shane says, I'm glad Drew won, but there was too much focus on that silly bracelet. Um, I kind of like the bracelet. Sometimes something is so important and so personal to you that it means more to you than a world title, than whatever that wrestling can give you. And a little bracelet that a fan made you with your wife's name and your dog's name on it is going to mean a lot to you. And when someone steals that, you know, that's going to be upsetting.
Mhm.
The whole Bronson Reed thing was so out of left field, and it was a welcome surprise. I believe that. Okay, we are ready for our world title matches here. We had the World Heavyweight Championship, and it was Damian Priest versus Gunther. And it looked like Mr. Finn Balor was there to help his friend Damian Priest out. But lo and behold, Priest has Gunther down for the count, and he puts Gunther's foot on the rope. And then later on, Gunther gets the win over Damian Priest, and he costs him the title. And I don't know, he had this really wild, crazy face, and it scared me a little bit. Finn Balor, I'm not gonna lie, but I knew that Gunther was going to win, but I wasn't sure how. If they were going to have somebody in the Judgment Day cost him or not.
Yeah, yeah. This was a match that I failed to predict again. I really thought that Gunther was going to lose this one, and he was going to win it at Bash at Berlin in Germany, which was next month, which would have been a great moment for him. But the thing is, though, I think the story they were trying to tell here is that Gunther's a heel,
Uh-huh.
so they didn't want him to get that reaction.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Saying that, oh, Damian Priest, he can't win the big one. He can't beat me, yada, yada, yada. He's a nobody, you know.
Right.
And not only was the storytelling leading up to this match great, the actual match itself was absolutely amazing, very hard hitting. Um, and just a great match. I really enjoyed this match. This was probably for me, this was match of the night. And
Right.
then
Match itself. Yes, absolutely.
and that like I said, those chops from Gunther are nothing to be messing around with.
Oh no, 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 no. I would not want to take a chop from Gunther at all. Everybody looks like they've been through the meat grinder every time they get in the ring with Gunther. Um, it's kind of funny though. For one thing, Damian Priest has been slowly getting cheered, just like Rhea, right? But he's part of this heel group.
Mhm.
But so, no one wants to really boo Damian Priest, but he did actually go full on babyface the next night on Monday Night Raw when he addressed the fans as his new family
Yeah.
and everything like that. It's kind of funny though, because on one hand, yes, Finn Balor costed his teammate, someone that he had was tag team champions with just last year, right?
I
And so I get that, but on one hand, like Damian Priest has like been having these outbursts and like grabbing Finn Balor by the shirt and yelling in his face and everything. And part of me is almost like, I don't really blame Finn Balor for doing that to Damian Priest. He almost asked for it, but I'm a big Priesty fan too. So, I'm always happy to see him.
And Priest is a Brooklyn guy. He's from New York, so that's where Geek's from, right there.
Okay.
Originally, yeah. So, well, not Brooklyn, but New York. So
Right.
you gotta root for your home state.
I understand that.
And so,
Yeah.
be trained at the Monster Factory right there.
It's really hard to figure out who to cheer for when Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles wrestle for the same reason.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so yeah, that had to be telling like one of the best stories right there, and I really enjoyed this match and the storytelling in it, like with Finn Balor screwing Damian Priest, and to be honest, I really thought, like I said, I thought Gunther was going to win this one next month, and at the end, I thought Balor would beat the crap out of Priest and kicked him out of the Judgment Day.
Interesting.
That's how I thought it was going to go down, but apparently they had another idea for a storyline. So
we do, and we can talk about that for just a minute if you want. On Monday Night Raw, Gunther came out in all of his glory, saying, "Oh, look at me! I won the world championship, and I have this. I'm going to make this title prestigious. This ring is sacred. No one takes it as serious as I do." And out comes Randy Orton, and Randy is getting in Gunther's face, and he says, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have won that World Heavyweight Championship because you beat me at Saudi Arabia
Jewel. Now King of the Ring. King of the Ring.
Yeah, King of the Ring. And he was like, "But did you really beat me? My shoulder was off the mat." So I had a promise from Triple H saying that I would get my chance at you again. And so here am I, and I'm challenging you for that world title at Bash in Berlin at the end of the month.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think this was a good move?
Yes and no, because people are going to be singing Randy Orton's theme regardless, but people love Gunther, and they can't wait to see Gunther come home with the belt. So I think this is going to be a 50-50 match, in my honest opinion.
Yeah, and people are going to be happy with seeing both of these guys, and heel, face, whatever. I don't think that that's going to really matter all that much in this match. In Berlin itself, not necessarily while they're building up to it.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be fun. I was actually expecting Randy Orton to turn on Cody this coming Friday Night SmackDown.
I was waiting for that too.
That's not going to happen yet, so we will have to wait on that Randy Orton heel turn. Do you think that that's coming at some point?
I think they still have some time to do it. I think Bad Blood seems like a good match to do it at, because Roman's going to be occupied with Solo.
Right.
So I think they're gonna need something for Cody to do, and I think Randy's gonna be that guy.
Right. He's trying to do the right thing right now and leave his friend alone and go after the other world championship because he's owed that anyway. But he's going to lose, and he's going to go, you know what? Screw this. I'm going after Cody.
You don't trust the Viper. It's like you don't trust the rattlesnake. You don't trust the Viper either. So
right. Christine says, "I'm glad Damian is out of the Judgment Day. They are a bunch of punks. Damian is better off single."
No, he's not single. Jey Uso's going after Rhea.
Damian did lay in some good chops as well. Gunther actually bled during that, so that was rough. Shane says, "Long-term storytelling, Rhea and Damian together going to get married on Raw, and Dirty Dom breaks it up." I don't think so.
I don't think so.
So are Damien and Rhea going to be an item? No.
I told you Jay Uso's got to be in there somewhere.
And Pat McAfee was calling them the Terror Twins. So that would be really creepy if they did. All right, we get to the main event of the night, and this was Bloodline Rules, and it was for the undisputed WWE Championship with Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa, and the match itself was a train wreck.
Not a good way. Not a good way, right?
No, I didn't enjoy the match as much, and I don't want to tell these people how to do their job because I don't know. But it wasn't for me. I didn't like the match itself. And then the Tama Tonga and Tongaloa try to get involved, and then here comes Kevin Owens and Randy Orton, and they fight in the crowd and go away. And then out comes Jacob Fatu, and he puts Cody through a table, right? And
That's
he
where he
kind of
injured himself.
stays there. Yeah.
I've
that's
noticed he got
where-
injured. I noticed he got injured when he hit that table because he was holding his knee.
Right. So he was there, and it looked like Solo Sikoa had Cody right where he wanted him. And whose music hits but Roman Reigns coming out in a t-shirt that said OTC, and my mom goes, "What does that mean?" And I said, "I don't know," over the counter, and she starts laughing. And I said, "I don't know, probably original tribal chief or something like that." So he comes out, he kind of looks at Cody, but he spears Solo Sikoa, looks at Cody again, and walks out. And Cody's like looking over at Roman when he has Solo in position for the crossroads. Like he's expecting Roman to come back after him, and he's waiting for him to do it, and he does it, and he goes, "Oh, okay, I could do this." And he gives him the crossroads and beats Solo Sikoa. 1, 2, 3.
I feel this match. I feel they could have planned Roman's return a little bit better than this. You know.
Really?
Like, yeah. I feel like they should have had the whole bloodline just beat down Cody, right? And then beat down Cody's friends, and then Roman Reigns just to spear everybody. I feel they should have done something like that. You want to make Roman like a badass, and that would have been the best way to do it. Just to have him come in there and just save the day, spearing everybody.
Well, like you mean everybody, like even Cody's friends?
Why not?
Well, then his purpose of being back wouldn't have been very clear. Then you would have wondered whose side is he really on.
Yeah.
So maybe if the other members of the bloodline were in there and he spears everybody,
yeah,
that might have been more impactful. But he was sending a message: I am going after Solo Sikoa because the head of the table, the tribal chief title, is more important than what Cody has. I respect Cody because, he beat me fair and square, whatever. Solo Sikoa is taking what doesn't belong to him.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it was just fine the way they did it.
And he did call Roman Reigns a weak tribal chief.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did.
So
he did. And he also said the week before that if Roman Reigns comes back, that he will acknowledge me, speaking of Solo Sikoa.
You have it?
Let's see. Christine says, not Randy, their match in Berlin. How about Damien costing Gunther the title? No. That should not happen. Damian Priest is too busy with Finn Balor right now. She wasn't impressed with the match either. Bloodline rules match usually are a train wreck.
Which way?
I agree with that. And he says, I think I would have held off a little longer for Roman's return. I like the way it happened. But that's okay. If it didn't work for you, it didn't work for you. All right. Well, WWE is on a roll right now, and I'm excited to see what happens. Roman Reigns is supposed to appear on SmackDown tomorrow night, and I will be glued. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was the show. Is there anything else you would like to add?
Yeah,
Geek,
yeah.
before?
I would just like to add a couple of little things that NXT is doing a big show when they move to CW. I don't know if that was announced.
Is that the Great American Bash or whatever it is?
No, it's not the Great American Bash. They're moving. They're going to be doing a show at the what's it, the United Center or the Allstate Arena, in Chicago, and
Okay.
it's going to be the first show that's going to be on the CW network, and they're probably going to load it up.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. And
Because who knows what's in store right now? Maybe they have John Cena show up in NXT. Maybe they have Stephanie Valcor show up in NXT. Julia's around. You know what I mean? We're just seeing machine guns. Who knows?
yeah, anyone from TNA could show up too. So,
The
how do you
possibility.
feel about that collaboration with TNA and NXT?
I love the collaboration. I think that right now I feel it's one sided,
Right.
but I feel like they literally made a star out of Joe Henry.
Yes,
that.
I love that dude.
With the collaboration right there. So, and not a lot of people who know who Joe Henry is. Now everybody knows who he is, and now everybody wants to sing his song.
Say his name and he appears. It's so much fun. I love it. I see that dude signing with WWE as soon as his contract is up.
With TNA, yeah, they seem to really be interested. He's been on NXT pretty much every week.
Yes.
So and he's coming to House of Glory, and I think he's going to be wrestling in Florida too. So look out for that.
Lots of fun. So if you're in Florida, make sure you go check that out. Shane says, "Do you think Paul Heyman returns tomorrow night with Roman?" Yes.
Obviously, that's happened. Yes. That's 100%.
Yes. And he will not have bags under his eyes and look like death itself. He will be a fresh Paul Heyman, a new Paul Heyman, a happy-go-lucky Paul Heyman. Sorry, I had to quote.
Can we finally get Paul Heyman as a babyface in WWE? He's been a heel for so long.
It's about to happen.
It's about to happen.
It's about to happen. It's crazy.
I don't think he's ever been a face.
I don't think so either. I don't remember a time.
Maybe when he was with Brock for a little bit, but other than that, I don't think he's ever been a face.
No, I think Brock has always been a heel if Paul Heyman was with him. I mean, he was a babyface when he was going against Roman Reigns and stuff, but
the beginning, Survivor Series 2002, when he was a babyface for a little bit when he was with Brock Lesnar. He fought the Big Show.
Oh,
and then
I wasn't watching WWE at the time. Yeah. Right after WrestleMania 18, I was 14 years old, and I started noticing how bad they were treating the women wrestlers, and I hated to watch it, so I stopped.
Yeah.
I still went to indie shows with my dad, but I didn't watch anything on TV.
Paul Heyman was kind of babyface.
Kind of. That's because the Philadelphia crowd loved him so much. It was. But anyway.
The New York crowd too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, there you have it. That was SummerSlam. It was a lot of fun. I want to thank my friend Metal Geek for coming over and talking SummerSlam with me. Laura wasn't able to make it tonight, and he so gracefully just, agreed to come on. You did appear, just like Joe Hendry. We believe in Metal Geek. So, would you like to plug your shows again for us one more time?
Yeah. So you can follow me at Geeking Out. It's Geeking Out. And the out is with an OWT. So, and I'm also on YouTube. I'm also on Facebook. You can find me Geeking Out with the Metal Geek. So
I will put it in the comments.
Geeking Out.
Yep, there we go.
And at Geeking Out with an OWT.
Yes. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, make sure you like, share, subscribe to Peaches and Power Bombs. Also, make sure you go and follow us on Wednesday afternoons, 4 p.m. for the TRWC tailgate party, where we preview every AEW Dynamite. All right. Until then, everybody, we will see you next time. Bye.
Good night, sweet peach. It's time to go. Good night, sweet peach. It's the end of the show. We hate to leave, but we really can't stay.